Hello and welcome to another episode of Sense&Rants. I am Mutarayo Adiola. On today's episode, I am joined by Favor, a social media manager, and we explore the topic peer pressure. Let's go. Hi Favor, how are you?
Hi, Mutarayo. I'm fine.
Hi, thanks for coming. I'm excited to have you.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
My pleasure,
absolutely.
actually.
Thank you. All right, so we're just going to dive in, but before we go in, let's go ahead and have you introduce yourself, please.
Okay, my name is Favor Emmanuel, currently in Nigeria. I'm a communications associate. I work as a communications associate at Tech for Dev. And aside from that, I do other freelance. I hold freelance gigs on social media and social media management and graphics. So more like I design and I handle social media pages for.
Nice. So if you're looking for social media manager, Favor is your plug. So today we're talking about peer pressure. And before we get started, right? What's like your definition of peer pressure?
Yeah, I feel like it's something. I think it's two ways.
Mm-hmm.
I would say peer pressure can be a good thing.
Okay.
Pressure can be a good thing. It can be a bad thing. Okay. So now we hear this thing of. I'm sorry if I'm diverting.
No.
Or
Go ahead.
rather.
No, go ahead.
So we had this. Okay, thank you. So we hear people say, "Move with people you want to be like. Move with people you want to. If you want to be a confident person, move with confident people."
Mm-hmm.
You know that transformation stage. It feels like you are under pressure from your peers. It feels like you're under pressure to like, okay, I want to be a confident person, so I have to move with these people.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not your normal comfort zone. So you're under pressure at that moment or during that period to become as confident as them. So that's why I say peer pressure can be a good thing, it can be a bad thing.
Okay. So you're saying peer pressure can be.
That's a definition.
No, and that's fine. So peer pressure can be either good or negative, is what you're saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying actually.
Okay.
Actually, we know peer pressure to be. We know it to be a
Bad
what
thing.
we're taught in school, something something bad. But if we really think about it deeply, sometimes what we for growth to happen, we need some kind of like pressure for growth to happen. Yeah. So
I think where we come up with the fact that or the idea that peer pressure is a bad thing is the fact that when you look at the word pressure itself, the connotation of pressure isn't necessarily comfortable, or it's not being used in a good light. That people say, oh, peer pressure means you are trying to do something or be like other people, but in a very bad way. But like you said, peer pressure can be good or bad. I think for me it can be direct or indirect. Sometimes you consume things on social media, on TV, and before you know it, you're trying to be like this person on TV, this person who is like a social media influencer or something, at least in this current age of social media and everything, right? So what I'm finding myself doing is, trying to find people or friends that are influencing me in a good or bad way. I've had, I've had people like over the years. I've followed people like Avery Duvernay, Issere, and just the way they've built themselves from the ground up. They're people that no pressure, but like I'm trying to follow like their trademark. For you, what will you say, or who will you say are people or friends that have helped you in a good sort of peer pressure way?
Okay, so all my life I had this sweet upbringing from my dad. He always wanted me to like be out there. So he made me realize that if I actually want to do something, I have to move with that set of people who can help me achieve that. And most times, that set of people are not in my league.
Yeah.
Most times. So my friends, the people I have in my circle, some of them are people who I look up to. So I won't call them mentors per se, they're my friends. Some of them were really close, but we're not in the same. Like, so when people are like, when I tell people that this person is my close friend, they're like, oh, you know this person?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Wow. So like having them as friends, it helps me to like to not look at my own peers and see that and just get relaxed that I'm fine, I'm cool. It gives me that like you still have work to do. You still have work to do. So you have to get to this point.
Yeah.
It makes me look forward. So I can remember in unit days. So I was like, can I say amongst my peers or in my hostel, I was this person who had like a different perspective, different mindset. And that was because everyone was thinking about how to survive in school, how to like just play along. But me, I was really thinking about what's going to happen when I'm done with school. Yeah. Where will I be working? What can I do to ensure that when I'm out of school, I get a job immediately? And that was because of the people who I had in my close circle. They were none of my mates. We were friends, but I ensured like there was a limit to that friendship. So yeah. What was your question again?
No, that's fine. So, like, who are the people that have helped you positively, you know, when it comes to peer pressure? I guess that was the question. Yeah, but you did answer the question, though.
Okay,
yeah,
so,
you did.
Okay.
Yeah. So, let's talk about the bad side of this. You know, let's talk about I want to be like, and you said, you know, the people you relate with are above your level. They're a step higher. They're the people you look up to, not necessarily mentors, right? But what happens when you look up to this person whose level, the way they got to their level isn't necessarily the best route, you know, isn't necessarily the cleanest of route, but you still want to be like them? Or let's talk about like what do I do when things like peer pressure when it comes to relationships and like jobs? Like, are those things you've had to deal with?
Okay, so if I got your question correctly, you are asking how I had to deal with the pressure of not getting burned out, because those people are like a step higher than me, and I have to like take that. I have to climb that ladder one after a time and not just fly and jump up. Is that what you're asking?
Yes.
Well, actually, I've had to deal with that a lot. I think that's the downside to it for me. I've had to deal with that a lot. So I tend to like compare myself to them a whole lot of time, because I'm like, okay, this person is doing well in this area, they're doing well in that area, but it feels like I'm just there, and it's sometimes it can just be in my head, but since it's still there, it's there, it bothers me a whole lot. So I think of recent I had one time, and I had to speak with a friend, a male friend of mine, and I told him that I'm having this imposter syndrome is actually like eating me up, and I'm comparing myself to this person. I had to like be vulnerable with him, and he told me that, do you know that person did not just start out? Like, yeah, you guys are friends and all of that, you look up to the person, but that person did not just start out. So just, you have to see that it's a journey, and as much as you're looking up to them, you're learning from them, you have to recognize that both of you did not start on the same, you did not start the race together, right? So you have to like cut yourself some slack and just calm down. You will get there. So just know that they started earlier.
Be gracious to yourself. Be gracious and kind to yourself as you in your own journey. That's a good advice, actually. So are there things that you want to do right now that you feel like, because people might have a different understanding of it, you're not doing it because it's not like the norm, it's not, you know, what everybody else is doing?
And there are things like that. So I'm this kind of person who I don't like keeping things to myself. Okay. Because like my closest friends, I'm very well with them. I just open up with them. That's why they're like just a few.
Yeah.
I just open everything because I feel like I've always been a loner all my life. I've been growing up. I was a loner. Yeah, I was this person that kept to myself.
Are you an only child?
Some people be eating me up, and no, I'm not. But I'm the only female child.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, I have 4 brothers.
Okay.
Yeah. So I used to like keep to myself, and if I don't find a solution to things, I just start crying, and it got to a point I saw it wasn't working for me. So I just had to like just open up and just talk to people about it. I just had to pick a circle of friends who whatever discussions I have with them, it's safe with them. Be it relationship, be it career, be it decisions I have to make. And so far it has been beautiful. It has been helpful. There's no time I go to them. Like after I go to them for advice or for solutions or asking for their opinions.
Yeah.
And they talk to me, and it just feels like I just get clarity, and I'm like, why have I been keeping this to myself all this while? So I'm learning to talk about it. So of recent, I had to go to a friend's office. I woke up one morning, I could not sleep. So it was 2 a.m. at my end. I could not sleep, and that was because I was bothered about a whole lot of things. So I just opened my WhatsApp and I just sent messages to one of my closest friends. I just dropped everything. She said when she saw it the next one, she was scared. Like I think it was about 13 messages, and they were very long. I just had to pour out everything. And when she saw them, the next thing she said was, "Babe, just come to my office tomorrow.
Okay.
Let us talk it out." And when I went to her office, I talked it out. It just feels like the burden left me, and I found clarity, and yeah. So I actually try my best to like. I don't keep such things to myself. If I'm having difficulties, just talk to someone about it. Talk to my friends about it, and they help me solve it.
That's nice. I'm glad you have your circle of friends that help you be better and just talk to you and
also
help you. Help you put things into perspective. So have you ever like made fun of people or like questioned people for not being normal as well? So sometimes you see people in their 20s still trying to figure out life, and life says, or people say, oh, at 22 you must be a graduate, at 25 you must be married, at 30 you must have a house and vehicle, or things like that. Like those are societal expectations that people have imposed on other people. Do you find yourself judging do you find yourself questioning people's normalcy because of pressure?
Okay. I think let's start from the angle of age. So I'm not someone to judge people by their age.
Okay.
Actually,
that's good.
I don't want to know how old you are. As long as you're amazing, you can do what you say you want to do. Exactly. Really, there's someone I know who is 18. No, is he 18 or 19? And if you know what this guy has done, he has written books, he interviews artists, like he has really gone far. And he put up a class on, I think it was last year or so, and I applied for it because I needed the knowledge. Okay. So when it comes to age thing, I don't go that well. If you're at 10 and I've heard testimonies about how good you are in that era or that field, I'm going to sign up with you. I don't care if you are 5 or if you are 10. So for that age thing, it's not a bother for me. Okay. But let's see another kind of normalcy. Can you give me like options?
Gender.
Talking about age.
Gender. Yeah.
I don't think I care.
Some people will say, "Oh, men are better leaders. Women are emotional leaders," or things like that. Have you ever had to deal with that?
I'm actually a feminist. So I'm sure that should be why. That should be why age is not a thing for me. Okay. I'm a feminist, so you're a guy. Okay, fine. As long as you are good and you can do what you say you can do. You're a lady. If you're not qualified for that thing and you're a lady, I can't give it to you because you're a lady, or I can't vouch for you because you're a lady. you have to like be good at what you say you're good at. So I don't think gender is not an issue for me.
So gender is not an issue, age
what
is not an issue. Yeah, I don't know. You have to come up with the issue yourself.
Okay, let me see. Okay,
I would say race, but I don't
the
think.
only thing I find.
I would say race, but I don't think race is an issue in your part of the world. Maybe more like culture or like tradition.
Yeah. Culture.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. What I can think of is level of exposure.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I think that's one area I have bias with. So I go through some people's status on WhatsApp. I'm like, we should know more than this now.
Yeah.
I just feel like, though I'm learning to let people be and recognize that I've gone through that stage one time. And let people be, and with time people are going to learn and evolve. I myself last year I was not the way I am, but it's one area I have a bias for. So I'm like, you should know this now, you should know this, why don't you know this, why are you talking like this?
Yeah.
So that kind of thing. Yeah, but I'm learning to actually let people be, let people learn, let people evolve by themselves, and not like judge them.
So let's take that judging part. Let's take it to like for the pressure that is actually like people that isn't necessarily healthy, right? You know, you see people trying to buy iPhones because everybody's getting an iPhone. You see people trying to be a medical doctor because their parents want them to be medical doctors. You see people trying to live a certain life that they know they cannot afford because everybody around them is doing it. Let's explore that a little bit. I know I grew up with I went to boarding school with like over 5,000 other students, and the melting points for me would be we had, you know, wealthy kids, we have poor kids, we had the middle kids, and sometimes trying to balance that out. You know, you take from this person, you take from that person. Sometimes it's healthy, sometimes it's not. So what are some, what I'm dealing with at this my age right now would be like, you know, marriage and kids, and like actually pursuing a career. You know, you see people that say, oh, this single 20, 30 something year old person has a career they are proud of. You know, they are maybe executive somewhere, like a young executive somewhere within a company, or they're able to like start their own company and hire other people. Maybe they made the Forbes under 30, whatever, you know, and something. And then you see this other person who is maybe in the same age group, married but no job, kids but, you know, no career that they're proud of. It's that it's greener on the other side. I'm trying to be like this person. That's the kind of pressure I'm dealing with at this my old age, or at this old age of mine, right? Is there something you're dealing with? Is that something you can what's what I'm looking for? You can connect with or not?
Okay, yeah, like my age group, right? Like something we're dealing with.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I think a lot. So especially I feel like my generation have more creatives.
Yeah.
More creatives, in the sense of we are techie guys, tech bro, tech this, using the internet to create wonders. So one pressure that a lot of us go through is wanting to be famous, not famous in that sense. Wanting to be what's the word?
Known, maybe.
Known. I feel like being famous, it's okay if you want to be, like I myself, I want to be famous. So
Hey, get your money.
It's okay. Like it's okay if one wants to be famous. It's like very okay. So I don't think that's not the word.
Influential.
So yes, I think I found it. So we have this issue of like wanting to please people.
Okay.
Wanting to please people. Yeah. So it's one thing my generation actually, or my age group actually struggle with. So everyone is creating, everyone is putting something out. So you want people to like see your work and like, oh, you're good, your work is okay, your work is fine. And if you don't, so people have these people are constantly under pressure to deliver, so people can say that dope. People can say this is amazing.
Yeah.
And when we don't get that expected feedback, we tend to feel like, oh, maybe this stuff is not actually
Good enough.
Yeah. So another way to put it is we put more of we depend so much on what people have to say about our work. We depend so much on people's validity, validation. Yeah. We depend so much on people's validation of how good we are. So we put that something that's supposed to come from within, like, oh, I'm good. I'm going to work on improving on my tasks, on my skill set every day, but I know I'm good. But we tend to we place that work that's supposed to be for us, we place it on other people. So if people say we are good, we are good.
Okay.
If they don't say we are not good, no matter how hard we work, it's useless. It's really not good. And that's why a lot of us, we have, my age group, we suffer from imposter syndrome so much. Like it's of us. It's us all rather.
Yeah.
So suffer from it a whole lot. Yeah. So I think
So you're saying internalizing
validation from other people.
Validation from other people. Yeah. That's actually quite interesting because I mean, as much as looking for validation from other people can be a terrible thing, it's not necessarily bad. I'm a feedback person, let me know how I'm doing. Give me pointers, but don't just give me pointers on the good stuff. Give me pointers on the what can I do to be better. Not in a demeaning or not in a demeaning way, but in a critical. This is what you did right. This is what you did wrong, and this is how you can be better with it. Yeah. Okay, so and talking about people internalizing validation from other people, what would you if someone comes to you and says, oh, favor, I'm trying to overcome peer pressure, what would your word of advice be for them?
Overcoming peer pressure. I feel like the person has to start with self-awareness.
Yeah.
Self-awareness and understand that you're not everyone. Understand that even me myself saying I'm still on that journey. Understand that you're not everyone. You're not. Yeah, some people may do just a little and they become loud.
Yeah. Not
everyone in that sense. Not everyone can be that loud.
Yeah.
The space is large for everybody to grow, but some people go get to that top faster, and it's not necessarily like they did something so spectacular. I don't know if I can call it luck or I don't know.
Yeah.
But understand that if you don't get to that top, it's totally okay, and that doesn't mean that your skill set or your gift is useless. So understand and be satisfied with the fact that understand and accept the fact, acknowledge the fact that you are good.
Yeah.
You are good. Yes, you are working on improving on those feedback that are not pleasant. You are working on improving yourself, but acknowledge that you are good, and whether you get to that top that you are aiming for or not, you are good.
Yeah.
That is one.
Okay.
Then number two, I would say have the right community. Actually, have the right community. Like the way I talked about my friends, have the right community of people who not necessarily push you, but who are sincere with you. Who are sincere that this is nice, this is amazing, you really want to do this, cool. But why not start with this first? Why not start with that first? People who are sincere with you, have that people in your life actually, because it's very important. There are sometimes that we can be so blind and we just want something and we don't even know why we want it. But people are the ones to point our face to that mirror and say like, okay, look at the mirror, see what you want, and then you're like, really, am I actually okay? What was I thinking? Yeah, that's so self-awareness and have the right community.
I think something
And
that you
three,
actually said before we move
three,
on real
three,
quick
three.
for number two, you said
Okay.
like start small. I think that's something that people see this person and call them overnight success. You know, they tell you, oh, you came here yesterday, or oh, the world just, you know, you are
Oh my
everywhere.
God.
But they don't know the 10, 20 years of hard work you've put into it,
They
right?
don't know.
Every
They don't know.
exactly. Everybody calls you overnight success. And then it's just like, you know your journey, follow your journey. Like you said, if you just started, don't put
Yeah.
yourself on the same pedestal as a person who has 10 years of experience.
As
Just
honest.
yeah.
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, because let me buttress on that a bit. Because when you get close to some of these people that you look up to, you have to realize that some of them don't have a life.
True. Yeah.
Some of them don't have a life. Some actually don't have a life. That's you only know that part of their life, and you just want to be like them. You want to be like the whole of them.
Yeah.
And you should actually think about what you really want. Some of them, it's that success for them. Some of them, they have a different kind of thing motivating them. Their motivation is different from yours.
Yeah.
So it's actually different. Some don't. A friend was telling me of recent that she was awake for 3 days straight because of projects here and there. And you know, when she comes out and talk about the pleasant things that you only see the results and you're like,
Nobody knows about the sacrifices. Yeah.
But you really don't know what has been happening. The sleepless night, the cries, the times where she cries. Actually, you are like, whoa, I give up.
Yeah.
And it's actually tough. Yeah, it's actually tough for people who are not really outspoken, who are not outspoken, but who don't really talk about their
process.
The back end. Some people, they only share their wins. They don't talk about the
That's
back end.
something
And that
else.
that they are fake.
That's something else. Like people want to share. People want to share the glamour. People want to share like, oh, I've arrived.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
everywhere on Instagram, on Twitter is like, I'm the CEO, but like, okay, how did you become a CEO? You know, it might be 26, it might be 36, it might be 46, it might be 56. You didn't just get there as a CEO. Tell me, you know, your process. Share with me your failure, your trying. You know, just share everything with me. Not the glamour alone, but we share most about. We share the finished product. Now that's what you see. You see the Tesla, you see the homes. But nobody tells you about the, like you said, the late nights, the sacrifices.
Yeah. Actually, and you shouldn't blame people for that, for not sharing the whole of them.
Yeah. I'm not blaming them.
They choose to show you that side of
that.
them.
Yeah. I guess you.
No. People actually blame them. They're like, you're living a fake life. We don't see this side of you. Like, let me say you stumble on them on the road and you're like, you look like this.
Yeah.
I can't believe this is you.
Yeah.
Like people don't idolize people. I think that's the word. Don't idolize people.
Yeah.
Learn from them. Look up to them, but don't idolize people to the extent that when you hear news about them, you're like, I knew it. That was it.
Yeah.
That was people are actually humans, and everyone is working towards. A friend was telling me that if I think going up the ladder is going to be easier, I should think back again, because as I'm going up the ladder, it's going to be tougher and tougher and tougher. Yeah. So don't analyze people and just calm down, really.
I disagree a little bit with going up the ladder getting tougher though. I feel like when the higher you go, you have more experience, you know, you have more people, you have more resources. The higher you go, you're able to see things from a vantage point of view. You look back, you look down. You look down with experience, you look back with your knowledge of the past, and hopefully when you look up, for me, you're looking at better opportunities ahead, things that, like, you know, inspire you to keep climbing. Of course, you will get tired. Of course, you will be like, there will be days where the step you currently are will be like, maybe this is my best step, maybe this is how far I'm going to get. But then when you look back again and see how far you've come, and you look up, you might want to reach for the next. And that's my philosophy on climbing ladders. But I mean, your friend will probably have her reasons for why she says that, but that's interesting. Yeah. I'm interested to see what other people think.
Okay,
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so that what I was actually what she meant was your workload would not necessarily reduce. That's what she was talking about. You still have like more responsibilities are going to that was what she was talking about. Like going up the ladder, don't think your workload will reduce. I'm trying to keep increasing because you get more responsibilities and you get more people to trust you, and as more people trust you, that means you have to keep doing more. You have to keep doing more to maintain that reputation, and if possible, increase it and all of that. So that's actually what she meant.
Okay, yeah. Then I respect that. That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Yep.
Yeah.
So you were on point number 3. Sorry, before we went down this route. So you had know yourself. Oh yeah, let's try.
The first one was
self-awareness.
And the second was community. What was the question again, please?
So the question is, how can people who want to stop being affected by peer pressure, what can they do? How can they start?
Okay. Know yourself, community, and let me see.
I can throw one in there, real quick, and I'll say it's be okay with yourself. Like, be okay with where you are. Trust your journey, be okay with where you are, and just know where you're going.
And actually, there's one word I carry with me all the time. It's your dreams are valid. Actually, your dreams are valid. They may not come true this year. They may not come true next year. But just that's one importance of actually journaling. Yeah, I know we are not talking about journaling.
Yeah.
But your dreams are valid. Really. Your dreams are really, really, really valid. I'm still going to create a time to just go back through all my notes and all the plans I had. By this time I want to do this. And I'm sure I'm going to see that I've accomplished most of those things. So your dreams are actually valid. It may not happen now. It may not happen today. It may not happen tomorrow. But trust me, it's going to come to pass, and it will be beyond your expectation.
Yeah. Something I found years ago on Steve Harvey's show. He said, have your 300 dream list, and then try at every age to try to achieve 10% of those things. Pick 10% of it, then that's 30, and pray about it. And then he said, just try to achieve those. If you don't achieve the 10% that age, right, you can at least achieve out of the 30 things you pick from that list, if you can achieve 10% of that 10%, that's something. It begins to pile up from there, and then before you know it, your life is a shape of everything you've always wanted to do. Even if you cannot do everything, like you said, you're close, or you've gone more and further than you ever think. So whoever is under pressure to do whatever, take a job, leave a relationship, go into marriage. I know we didn't really discuss marriage or relationships, but just know your worth, be self-aware, have a community of people that you trust. Do you have any other things to say before we round off this episode?
I'm going to track back to you asked me a question on are there some things I see some people do that I don't find normal. Yeah, so I'm going to round up with that.
Okay.
So not everyone is the same, in the sense that some people are hard workers who want to they want to make Forbes 30 under 30. Some people, that's one of their goals. Some people, they want to meet the president. They want to work closely with the president. But some people, they just want to work enough to be comfortable.
Yeah.
Some people don't like that fame. Some people don't like that spotlight. Some people just want, they don't want to do that extra work. And that doesn't mean they are lazy. It just means they're satisfied with that. And I have someone like that. I have a friend like that, and when we started talking, this guy's serious in his life. But I got to.
I have a friend like that as well.
I got to know you.
Tobechuku, I'm mentioning your name, literally. Yeah.
I got to know him, and I see that this guy, it's just really, he's just very okay with that life. He just wants to just live his life stress free.
Yeah.
He always whines me. I'm sure if he listens to this part, he will know himself. It's actually. He always whines, he helps me about why you in Lagos. You're just stressing yourself.
Yeah.
He's a designer actually, so he lives in Korea. He designs and just makes his money and maybe just go on a tour and just enjoy it.
Yeah. So my friend Tobechiku,
he told me that people like stress.
Yeah. My friend Tobechiku is the exact same way. So Tobe, like when we realized we were completely different, it was so interesting, right? We were talking about, I think it was work, and she just wanted like a house, a little garden, her kids, and that's it. I was like, Auntie, me, I want private jet. And we were like, it was so interesting. So to her, I'm one of those people that are selfish, wanting everything in this world. And to me, she wasn't driven enough. And when we talked about it, was like, interesting. I respect her for that. Like she knows what she wants. She just wants to be comfortable, the good life. And some of us, like you said, just want to be presidents and just want to take on the world. And I
think he's the first person who I heard from. Because like in my mind, I'm like, everyone should save. Like, why are you not saving? But he was the first person that made me really like think about why I'm saving. Because it's like, I don't save people.
Yeah.
I don't save. I only save where like I have a need in mind. I want to do this. I want to buy this. And when the money is ripe, I just go and buy it. Most of them, we just save and the money should just be there.
Yeah.
You use it for something or something. But it's just like, I'm like, fine. But with time, I got to accept that that's who he is, and it shouldn't affect my personality. I should just understand that we are just two different kinds of person, and it's totally okay.
Yeah. All right. So accept yourself the way you are. Thank you so much, Favor, for coming. I really actually enjoyed our conversation. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. You'll be back. Don't worry. We'll bring you back again. Thank you so much for watching and listening to that very interesting and different episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned a thing or two. Let me know in the comment section below or on our social media platforms what peer pressure you're dealing with. Don't forget to subscribe, share with friends and families, and of course, follow us on all our social media platforms at Sense&Rants, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Until next time, whatever it is you want to do, whoever it is you want to become, all you have to do is start. Bye.